The classic rational choice theory has its origins in economics and can be traced back to the Adam Smith theory, which implies that individuals are rational actors. They make calculations to maximize self-interest and to minimize losses. They prefer choices that result in outcomes with the most expected utility or payoff. This notion has gained prominence in other fields of social sciences, including politics and international relations. It has been commonly assumed that interest groups, political parties, or nation-states are all rational actors that make decisions and act to maximize their advantage based on rational calculations. In recent decades, there has been a paradigmatic shift in understanding the human mind. We have come from viewing people mostly as rational beings who decide in favor of the most beneficial strategy towards acknowledging the fact that human rationality is bounded. Human minds do not process information accurately like machines. The individual's appraisal of reality is usually distorted by subjective views and cognitive biases. That is why we are making suboptimal choices and wrong conclusions all the time. However, it doesn't make theories of rational choice obsolete or useless. The model provides an important reference point for decision makers. We can judge the quality of a decision by deviation from a normative solution. The rational decision-making model implies several steps. First, you need to define a goal. For example, you want to decide on your future program of study. It is a difficult decision because you have plenty of options, and with a lot of information, it is easy to get lost. So the good starting point is to describe the goal in concrete and measurable terms. Let us say our goal is to choose the program of study in social sciences for the next year that would fit in a certain budget and give you international exposure. Next, you are advised to identify the criteria or the factors which are the most important to you. They may include location, fees, university ranking, or program content. So you limit the number of variables to stay focused on what is important and not to get swayed with the information noise. Third, the factors may have different degrees of importance. For example, you may be flexible about location and university, but you might not be able to compromise on finances. You have a certain cap on the budget. So you must rank the criteria in terms of importance and assign weights to each one of them, giving the highest score to the most important factor. Then you generate several alternatives that satisfy the criteria, rate each alternative on each criterion, and compute the optimal decision. Let's take an example. Our goal is to choose rationally the program of study, and we have identified 3 criteria that are most important for us: location, fee, and the university rank. Let's say you give 3 points to the fee criterion because it is the most important one for you, 2 points to the ranking criterion, and 1 point to the location criterion. Then you generate alternatives that fit your criteria. Let's say you find 2 programs that you like and you can afford in terms of budget, one in London, that is the first option, and the second in Paris. There may be many more alternatives. It is up to you how many options you choose to evaluate in each case. I've picked just 2 for demonstration. Then you rate each alternative according to each criterion. For example, the program in London ranks higher on location, but the first program seems worse in terms of the fee, so you give more points to the program in Paris for this criterion. The university in London has better position in international rankings, so you give more points to the first option for this criterion. Now we have a matrix with numbers, and we can do the calculations. We can compute the optimal decision by multiplying the ratings of each option by the weight of each criterion, and then add up the weighted ratings across all the criteria. Now we have found the optimal solution with the highest score. If you follow these steps, you will reach a decision with maximum value or utility for you. In general, decision quality can be characterized in terms of 2 aspects: the process of decision-making, how the decision was reached, and the outcome. Decision quality can be considered in terms of deviation from a normative solution that maximizes value for the decision maker.